In a few days, the California Supreme Court is going to be ruling on the validity of Proposition 8. I'd already spoken on this before, with the whole notion of how the Prop 8 people had ruined their own positions. But I'd like to come back and reprise that. For you see, there's an interesting thing that's happened since my last video. A lot of other states have jumped on the bandwagon, not in opposition to gay marriage, as in 2004 and 2006 and in 2008, but rather toward marriage equality. Yes, a lot of them were centered in New England, because they already had up there Massachusetts. They already had civil unions in Connecticut and Vermont. But consider these other states now that have jumped on the bandwagon and said full marriage equality is the right thing to do. They're discussing it in New Hampshire. They passed it in Maine. Granted, there's opposition in Maine. Vermont has gone from civil unions to full marriage. Connecticut may also be considering that. Even the strangest, though, the state of Iowa. You know, all these states that have gone from, not allowing gay marriage, or reduced form, they only had civil unions, are now fully embracing gay marriage. I wonder whether Proposition 8 created such a dialogue that those people who passed it may have won a small battle, but lost an ever larger war, because now more states have gone to the side of equality. As I said, in a few days, the California Supreme Court is going to rule on Proposition 8. So here's my take on it. If they completely back up Proposition 8, say it was passed, it's a done deal, then they violate their own state constitution in terms of not being able to remove rights without due process. If they completely embrace the plain language of Proposition 8, which is simply one statement that a marriage in California is between only a man and woman, and that no other will be honored or recognized. It's actually one line. In fact, you can look it up on the net for the exact wording of it. The plain language makes that little line contradict the rest of the state constitution. All you have to do is go up 2 or 3 paragraphs, and you would be looking at 18,000 lawsuits, probably in federal court. Or the state Supreme Court could look for some form of middle ground. Yes, we can ban future marriages, but we can't do anything about the ones that already exist. Well, I'm sorry, they can't do that. The state constitution, as it already is written, says whatever rights and privileges that are established have to apply to all citizens. You don't have to go up 1 or 2 paragraphs. Now, certainly, the legislature can change that. But if you remember your history, the legislature on 2 separate occasions passed a gay marriage bill, only to have it vetoed by their executive branch. And so if the legislature were to honor those 18,000 marriages, then the state constitution would then require that all the others be honored. Or, what I think is most likely going to happen, and what I would hope would happen, is that Proposition 8 be thrown out altogether. Because of the contradictions with other parts of the state constitution, it'd be difficult for me to envision a state Supreme Court saying that one part of the Constitution overrides other parts who have been there much longer than one line that's been there for, 6 months? Now, I'm certainly hopeful that Proposition 8 will be thrown out in its entirety, because any other option is going to create a contradiction within the very document that's being contested, the California State Constitution. If you're uncertain of these things, Google it. You can actually read the state constitution and decide for yourself how the concepts of equal under the law are already well entrenched there. So, I think that Tuesday is going to be a good day, because if it's not, then they've got a bigger problem brewing.